Okay, we are working on a perspective packet. So as we kind of walk through, there's going to be different vocabulary that you should know. Perspective is basically a way of showing where an observer is. The objects themselves don't have a perspective, you the observer do. So you're trying to show what you see at your particular place. One-point perspective, which is what we're going to be working on here, occurs when rectangular forms are placed so that their sides are either parallel to the picture plane or perpendicular to it. There is one central vanishing point in one-point perspective. Two-point, which we will be getting to in a little bit, is necessary when rectangular objects are positioned so that their faces are at an angle to the artist's line of sight. There are two vanishing points for an object in two-point perspective. If there are two cubes at different angles to the viewer, each cube will have its own vanishing points, but only one horizon line. Horizon line is the same as the real horizon, so where Earth meets the sky. The horizon line is also considered to be at the artist's eye level. If the horizon line cannot be seen because of obstructions, it can be located by drawing a line at the artist's eye level. Vanishing points. In perspective, the lines of an object extend to and meet at the vanishing point, which is on the horizon line. Orthogonal lines. The term used to describe parallel lines which appear to converge in a system of linear, one-point perspective. Horizontal lines. Straight lines parallel to the horizon. Vertical lines. Lines that are drawn at right angles to the horizon, running straight up and down. Diagonal line. A straight line from a corner to the opposite diagonal corner of a cube, rectangle, parallelogram, etc. So our first page that we're going to be looking at in this packet is titled One-Point Perspective Pictures. The instructions: with a pencil and an eraser, draw the horizon line, vanishing points, orthogonal lines, and vertical lines in these one-point perspective pictures. Label all. Now, to be able to locate our horizon line, we really need to locate our vanishing point first. So we're going to look at this top photo, and we're going to look at lines that appear like they converge or that they come together eventually. Now, they might not necessarily come together in the photo completely, but they should eventually, they should look like they're going to meet in one point. So we start looking like our staircase is kind of looking like a V here, or our railings. We can use either one of those, or both. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up with this little edge of this railing, or of the staircase, and I'm going to go ahead and draw a line. And I'm just going to go all the way up to the top of the photo. Can't see my line too well, so I might go over it with a highlighter so you can see it better. And then I'm going to go over to this one, and I'm going to line up with this part of the stairwell. Okay. Now, I believe you can kind of see that X. They meet up right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw an arrow out. I'm going to put vanishing point because it says to label them. Now the lines that I drew here along my staircase are my orthogonal lines. And if I were to draw the same ones, so like if I were to go along with my railing and draw those would also be my orthogonal lines. And they will meet up at the same point. Now, I have my vanishing point labeled and I have my orthogonal lines labeled. So I'm going to go ahead and draw in my horizon line. If you want to be really exact, you can measure down to your vanishing point and measure in a couple of spots. For the sake of this exercise, though, just try to be as close as you can by eye. And what I'm going to do is try to position it with that vanishing point level here, and I'm just going to go ahead and put my horizon line in that way. So your vanishing point will be along your horizon line. Now, remember our vertical lines are perpendicular to our horizon line. So our horizontal lines, like the stairs that are going side by side, are parallel to our horizon line. So they go side by side, or side to side. Our vertical lines are perpendicular. Now in this photo they don't look quite perpendicular, but these are our vertical lines. So I'm just going to go ahead and follow a couple of them. And then I'm going to go ahead and label them off to the side over here. I'm going to go ahead and move this camera a little bit closer so you can kind of see. Not quite. So you can kind of see, so I have my vertical lines going here, I have my horizontal line with the vanishing point along my horizon line, and then I have my orthogonal lines that look like they converge to that vanishing point. Okay, so now my next photo. Still not. There we go. Okay. So remember that we had to find our vanishing point before we could actually find our horizon line. So we can use implied lines, we can use actual lines that appear like they're converging or coming together to be able to find our vanishing point. So if I look at these windows over here, they create an implied line. So I could follow along the tops of them of any one of these, or the bottoms of the windows. And then over here we have like these lines that we can follow as well. Now you only have to really follow one. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the middle one because I have another line that's pretty similar level on the picture to be able to find my vanishing point. So I'm going to go ahead and follow along the tops of the windows, and I'm going to draw in a line. Now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to draw on the top of this line over here. Okay. And they converge right here. So this is my vanishing point. And then this is my orthogonal line. So is this. Okay. Now that I have my vanishing point found, I can find, since my horizon line is along my vanishing point, I can find that now. So I'm going to try to eye it so that it's pretty even from the top of both sides of the picture. And now I can draw in my horizon line. Okay, now I also need to label my vertical lines, and in this photo there's quite a few as well. So they're perpendicular to your horizon line. There's some everywhere pretty much in this photo. So you can see them here, you can see them here, all along here. Then you come over here, you can see them here, you can see them along here. There's pretty much vertical lines everywhere in this photo. So I'm just going to go ahead and label a couple of them over here. And I will put vertical lines. Okay. So that is one-point perspective pictures. That's how you will locate your vanishing point, your horizon line, any verticals, your horizontal lines in them, and your orthogonal lines.